Your time has arrived. Yep, I'm talking to you, babe. Hello, gals, and welcome to Sober Living Snippets, where we help you live alcohol-free so you can heal your relationships, feel youthful again, and ditch regret and shame. Gals, I want to talk to you about an experience I had recently and how you can have one too. An experience. That's what we really want, isn't it? We want to experience life. Have you noticed how our experiences are more lasting, more inspiring than the things we buy? You know, the shoes, the clothes, the stuff. It's fun. I love shopping. But the things that really last, that we remember, are our experiences in life. But what is an experience? And how can we create one in the mundane middle of our lives? Well, I'm about to tell you. One of the reasons we drink, one of the many reasons, is life just gets kind of dull, right? I remember when I was on the many times, one of the most common feelings I had when I was trying to face life without alcohol was a feeling of emptiness. It's like, well, without a drink, life just seemed so empty. And I didn't mean that I had to be drinking all the time, but I was looking forward to it. I knew that eventually I was going to have a drink. I knew that it was there at home waiting for me. And when you remove that, life felt empty, which is sad. It's pretty damn sad, but that's how I felt. And so if we can learn how to have experiences in life, true, meaningful experiences, and I don't mean we have to fly off to an exotic country and spend thousands of dollars. So let me talk to you about what happened to me recently and how it inspired me to help create experiences for the women in my life, the women who come into my world. So I go approximately 3 times a year. Depends. I just go when I feel I need to go. I go and take personal retreats. This can be anywhere from usually 4 to 10 days, depending. Sometimes I'll actually go on a 10-day silent meditation retreat. Other times I just go and book myself a little Airbnb somewhere, a cabin in the forest, and I just get away and spend the time by myself. Not because I'm trying to escape any horrible home life, just to get away and break the mundane routine and take some time for myself. Now, don't forget, I also have a sacred time every single day of my life. And this is something we talk a lot about here, and I'm going to talk about that on Friday. Do you have a sacred space? Are you taking a mini retreat every single day? I'm going to show you how to do that on Friday. But today, I'm actually talking about physically removing yourself and taking a break. Well, here's the problem if you're still drinking. You're going to go and get the cabin and a case of wine and drink for 4 days. I mean, what the hell, right? I actually did that on more than one occasion. I went on my retreat and just brought booze with me. And all I did was lay there in a stupor for 4 days, drinking because I'm free, I can drink. It was ridiculous. So if you're still drinking, probably a retreat's not a great idea for you. And the same is probably true in early sobriety. At least not one where you're all alone with nothing else to do but stare at yourself. So going on retreat requires a certain amount of self-discipline if you want to get the results from it. What do I do when I go on retreat? Now I know how to meditate. I know how to journal. I know how to go for a walk and be quiet. I'm not afraid of silence. I know how to stay off my machine, my device. I know how to do that, but it took a long time to learn. And yet, having an experience like this is something that can be very, very powerful in early sobriety if you're not doing it alone. And yet, if it's a personal retreat, how do you not do it alone? Well, I'll tell you the answer to this. The answer is, I have created for the women that come into my world, when they come in, the first thing they do, I'm talking about clients who join my program, the first thing they do is go on a mini retreat guided by me. And how do I guide them on a mini retreat? Simple. We set it up, they choose a date, they go away from their house. The first one is only 3 hours. And when they arrive at the retreat, place they've chosen, which could just be a local coffee shop or a park bench. They're going to spend 3 hours alone. When they arrive at a specific time on a specific day, they get an email from me and I tell them what to do next. It's like going on a very exciting treasure hunt all by yourself, but you're not alone. So I send them an email, I tell them what to do next, and then I'm not going to tell you anything else about what they actually do because that is only for them, and I only reveal that to clients. In fact, this is a unique experience that I don't know of anyone else offering, and in some ways I didn't even want to share it because it's my idea and I don't want it stolen. I'm guessing that others wouldn't bother because it's a lot of work, and to me it's worth it to go the extra mile. I have what you call a gem business, and you know what that is? It's a business that goes the extra mile. My coaching, my help, the free stuff, all of it that I do for you gals is gem because I always try and go the extra mile. So anyway, they come in and they do a little 3-hour mini retreat because they're in very early sobriety, but that's at the beginning of the program. At the end of the program, in the 8th week, they go on a second retreat, and this one is all day. It's a 6-hour retreat. And of course, they get different instructions and do different things on that retreat, and they go to a different location. But these are days that are theirs, time they're spending alone. They're doing personal growth, but they're not alone. They're not wondering what the hell to do. They're not just sitting there scrolling on social media because of boredom, and because it's very difficult to be alone until you're used to it. Yes, even mature women like us. So I wanted to share this with you for a few reasons. One, to encourage you to come and join my program. Wouldn't that be exciting? Would you love to do that? Let me guide you on a private, personal mini retreat. 2 of them, in fact. Not only that, but if you're feeling courageous and you feel you could do it, you might want to set aside a time and take yourself on retreat. I just encourage you to be very careful that you're not dragging along a bottle of wine or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 or whatever your preferred drink is. I'm really not encouraging you to go off alone and drink for a few days. I tried that. It didn't work. I did it. I'm not kidding. I say to my husband, I need to get away, and then I just hit the liquor store and go sit in a stupor somewhere. What is the point of that? There is no point. And yet I just didn't know what else to do. And then you just remove the alcohol and you just sit, and then actually the whole thing is actually quite horrifying to sit there alone craving a drink. You're either drinking or wishing you were drinking. That is not a retreat, gals. That's not how we do this. And so if you want to do something like this, come and join me and I will show you how. I will take you through it. I will do it with you. Not only that, but I have also developed a segment of my program, an option in my program where you can go on a several-day retreat and we set it up together and I'm there with you. And I don't mean I go with you, but I'm sending you messages at particular times, giving you instructions on what to do and walking you through a healing process over several days. That's a special project that the women have the option of undertaking once they've got a little bit of sobriety under their belt. So that's part of what recovery can look like. It does not have to be dull. It does not have to be sitting around in a circle, talking to other people and sharing war stories. Recovery is very inspiring, very cathartic, very inspirational. What we want to do in recovery is learn the joy of living. I want to be alive, not wishing I was drinking, and I want you to feel that way. So if you're dreading giving up alcohol, if you're wondering how you're ever going to do it because it seems like your life will just be empty, which is exactly how I felt, I want you to know that if you do it the right way, get the right help, it doesn't have to feel that way. And because I know how you feel, because I lived it, I am so obsessed with making recovery for the women who choose to join me an experience that is truly transformational and joyous and not painful and not something to dread. And to be honest, gals, I'm proud of it. I really am. I'm really proud of what I've developed and designed. It's called the Perspectives Experience. And it's over the last few years, it's evolved. It continues to evolve. And the whole time, in the back of my mind is reminding myself that it's a gem. It's a gem program. It's a gem program, which means whatever we do, we go the extra mile. In the future, and I'm not there yet, but I can hardly wait. In the future, I'm actually going to mail out your retreat package to you, right to your house. Delivered on your doorstep will be your retreat package, which is a big surprise. You're going to open it up, and what's going to be inside? Well, I can give you a couple of clues. You'll have your own special journal that I will send to you, designed just for this experience, plus other little goodies, envelopes inside of envelopes. So you go on an experience guided by me by opening up this beautiful package. I know, right? This is a gem. It's a gem because going the extra mile is worth it. And it's really how I want to spend the rest of my days, the rest of the time that I choose to continue helping you, which is at least going to be another 5 years. This year I'm turning 60, and I've already decided I'm going to do this at least until I'm 65. And who knows? At that point, I'll probably want to keep going another 5 years. So stick around, gals. We got a lot of growing to do together. I hope that I've inspired you today in so many different ways, in thinking of sobriety, thinking of recovery as exciting as opposed to something to dread. I hope I've inspired you to consider coming and joining me when your time is right. If not, I hope I've inspired you to know that you need to get help of some sort. I hope I've inspired you to take care of yourself, take that time out, do the self-care. And that is my segue to Friday, because on Friday, I'm going to come back and teach you about your personal sacred space, about your daily self-care routine, which we've talked about here before, but it's been months. Frankly, it's been months, and we're going to come back to the basics. I know I have a lot of new listeners, and I can't really expect that you've gone back in time to listen to everything I've said in the last 2 years of doing the snippets. So we're going to get some of the basics under our belt here as 2025 unfolds. I'm sending you all of the love I can possibly muster from my heart, and I want you to know that I'm your biggest fan. I'm always rooting for you, and I'll see you on Friday. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back tomorrow so we can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.